Hello, guys. Here I am again. You know me, Gustavo Romero. I'm a high performance coach. I do work with entrepreneurs and I like to work with managers. And one of the topics I want to talk today is about actually a very interesting book that I was reading. It's called Atomic Habits, right? And this is from James Clear. And one of the things I really like about this book, about that's teaching you about different things about habits, and I love about habits. I think so. Habits help you to achieve more of the results that you have. One of the things that we explain in the coaching is that a lot of people focus on changing their behavior, right? So I want to go to the gym, and they go to the gym, and after a while they fail going to the gym because they get tired, they don't like to do it, and they feel like it's not working out, right? And so one of the things that we do is very interesting is, instead of working on going to the gym, is changing or creating a habit of going to the gym. Once the habit is created, then you won't even think about it. You just go to the gym naturally, right? So being persistent on doing something, it takes time, and sometimes if there's no motivation, it's not going to work out. But if you are persistent on changing your habit, is a habit at the end who's going to give you the results you want. Every single result that you have today is tied with your habits, right? And as we move up, the habit will form a paradigm, and a paradigm is part of your self-image. So basically, your self-image is the one responsible to giving you all the things that you have in life, the good and the bad. But also, you can change your self-image to be give you more of the good and less of the bad. And there's different ways to do that. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk with you, and I put it in the description, is we people are have a tendency to be lazy, right? So a lot of managers and people, and even I think so in our marriage or in our life, people tell you you're lazy, you're lazy, you're lazy. But the beautiful and interesting thing is actually being lazy is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I can explain why being lazy is good rather than bad. Lazy allow people to do certain tasks more efficient than doing hard work, right? So we got technology today because we are lazy. Instead of taking a plane and flying all the way to China and have a conversation, we don't want to do that, right? That will be a hard work, traveling every weekend to China to talk with your vendors and your clients over there. So why don't we do it over the internet, right? So we have to develop technology that would allow us to communicate one-on-one with people. And so we do that because we are lazy, right? And so the other thing that we're lazy is habits. So habits is a way how our mind have the way of repeat certain actions that during the day we need to get result from, right? So if we are conscious about it, let's say you start a new habit, you have to be conscious about building that habit, right? You gotta think about it, you gotta see the process. So when you're learning a new language, or you're learning, for example, my first language is Spanish. When I was learning English, I gotta force myself to understand what each word means, repeat those words, have the proper way of putting the words together, right? And so my mind eventually took the language and created the habit of thinking and becoming that person that I am, that I speak English. So it is easier, you see, because it's easier, then I would say that the body or your conscious mind or your subconscious mind through the habit is contributing you to continue being lazy, right? Something I super interesting, for example, this book we're explaining that certain countries have they grow certain crops, right? So if you go to Indiana or you go to Wisconsin, what you find is a lot of farming. They do corn, right? And so again, that is lazy. Why everybody's planting corn, right? It's because the land is proper for that crop. So you could say, well, I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to plant oranges. I'm going to plant peaches. Well, guess what? The temperature, the climate is not proper for that. Now, you might have to put a lot of work to get the crops out, but it's not going to be as good as other regions. So what do you plant? You plant what is easy, right? And what is easy is being lazy. So what we say this is laziness is not a bad thing. Okay. So when people come to you and say, hey, you know what, you're supposed to have that file or that report done. We don't want to spend the whole day doing that report. So we'll figure out a way of doing it without taking too much time. That is progress, right? So in the past, we have cars. The cars were manufactured by hand and all the parts were made by hand. And then Henry Ford came out with a great idea to making a car more standardized, right? Everybody will get the same car, right? He was saying you can choose any color as long as it's black. So the T model was there for 10 years, and it's the only company in the world that sold over 1 million cars, right? But this industrial process of making the engine a certain way, making the valves in a certain way, making the seat in a certain way, and in having an expertise in an area to put this car together, if you put it that way, then you could say that is laziness used properly to accomplish a greater goal. So in that way, this is where all we need to do, embrace laziness, right? So we can become more efficient of doing certain tasks, right? With PowerPoint, for example, someone came out how to build a power presentation better than slides, better than, I don't know, some of you remember, but before you have to print them out and then you put them in this little kind of window with a glass and you have to put them down and it would appear in the front. And then you have to reprint them, all of them. And I don't even remember what was the name of that thing, but it will take a lot of time. Now, because we don't want to do that anymore, it's not efficient, it takes a lot of time, we gotta put the work into something that would allow us to mass produce the quality and improve the quality, and then we come up with the softwares and the technology so we can become more efficient. But the efficiency came up with this of avoiding to doing this hard work and allowing our laziness to find new ways of achieving something, right? So in other ways, and what these have to do, laziness, with habits? Well, the thing is this: when we are lazy, we don't want to wait for a reward, right? So rewards comes on time. You plant the seed, you wait for the seeds to grow, you wait for the apple to come out, and you get it, right? So you invest today and you get the rewards later. The problem with bad habit or sin, if you're on the religious part, sin or bad habit, basically what it does to you is sin give you a immediate reward, right? That's what sin is attractive, or bad habits are attractive, right? It gives you an immediate reward, while creating good habit, it seems to me that reward is coming in the future. So we're lazy, right? So we're lazy and we don't want the reward to come in the future. We want to come right away, the reward. So it's hard for us to stick to create good habits, but we focus only on creating what we said bad habits, while we stick with the bad habits. So the thing is how we can change our habit, right? So what you could do is create an immediate reward on the good habit. So every time, a habit is simply one thing that you do every single day, and you do it because you believe that it will give you a gratification, right? So when you do the habit, there's different techniques to do, and I'll show you that. But when you do one of the habit, what you wanted to do is to celebrate every time you do it. So let's say your habit is going to the gym. Every time you get into the gym, you go and say, I'm so grateful, I'm so glad, I'm so proud or grateful of myself for being here at the gym. It doesn't mean do exercises in the gym, but celebrate the progress that you get when you're doing the good things, the good habit. That is bringing a result immediately, and also stay away from the negative. Negatives, the ones we don't want, but the positive, the one we want. So we want to celebrate every every closeness that we get to that goal. Now, remember, and this is very interesting. So, this has, believe it or not, a lot to do with dopamine, right? So, dopamine, when you want to do something, just the desire, right? This desire to achieve it is stronger than the goal itself. I put a quick example. I said to people sometimes, if you want a cup of coffee, you're going to imagine the coffee. You can even smell the coffee. You can even taste the coffee. That feeling is that desire, right? That's falling in love in what you want, push you to take action. Grab the keys, get in the car, drive, whatever distance it is. You drive, you get the coffee, right? You get the coffee, and when you drink the coffee doesn't taste as good as a motivation that drive you to get the coffee. Your mind has a way to exaggerate everything, exaggerate the good as exaggerate the good in the bad. So when you are committing sin or committing a bad habit, it's the excitement to get that dopamine injection in your mind, right? But once you get it, you repent, you feel bad about it, right? So in the good part is too far away because you gotta wait time. So what you do, you fill with dopamine your mind to get excited about something. But as you getting excited about something, celebrate every day that you move forward into it. You see, so there's different ways or strategies that you could use to get and to help you to change your habit. So this is a short videos that I'm gonna be putting out. So if you want to talk about how to set habits, or if you're struggling with bad habits and looking into work into new habits, then shoot me a text message and I'll be happy to jump on a call and talk about it. So, well, guys, thank you so much for that. And I'm sure we'll come back. I'll see you again. I'll try to post a video at least once a day that will be in maybe short, maybe 10, 5 minutes, just a couple of nuggets so you can accomplish all the results that you want in your life. And if you look forward to talk, I'm here to talk with you. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.